This is the OTB Network.
Welcome to Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We've had a nice weekend of stakes racing action, finishing up the Belmont Fall Meeting with a big showcase day on Saturday and a pair of stakes for babies on Sunday. But we're going to begin the program down at the Meadowlands, where on Friday night they had a pair of stakes races, beginning with the Comet for 2-year-olds, $50,000 for youngsters. And let's take a look at Friday night's running of the Comet.
And they're off in the Comet Stakes. The Elusive Fox broke alertly on the outside and heads out to the front. Power of Freedom is now a length and a half back toward the inside, running in second. And then it's a break of about 3 lengths to Sipsy, who's at the back of the pack, the early trailer. So they're strung out a bit as they head toward the half-mile pole. Elusive Fox and Carlos Cruz with the best early speed, and they've kicked clear to lead it by 3. Elusive Fox runs the opening quarter into the wind there in 21-4. Power of Freedom is chasing in second for Rajiv Mirage, looking to edge closer as they head onto the turn. And Sipsy, patient so far for Channing Hill, is about 6 lengths from the lead as they head around the turn. And Elusive Fox is in front. Power of Freedom has shifted to his outside, though, and begins to gain ground. And here comes Power of Freedom, who's called on for his run. Elusive Fox trying to fight back to him. Sipsy with 6 lengths to make up the half, and 45-2. And it's Power of Freedom at the top of the stretch. And Power of Freedom starts to power away. He's on top by 4 at the 8th pole. Elusive Fox is a leg-weary second, and nothing from Sipsy, who did not fire in third. They're heading down to the finish. It's going to be Power of Freedom and Rajiv Mirage. Power of Freedom romps in the Comet Stakes. He's about 10 lengths in front. Elusive Fox held second from Sipsy.
Unfortunately, a very short field of only 3 heading postward, but it was a very nice effort by Power of Freedom, sitting off Elusive Fox's hip in the early going, winning off by a throttle down 11 lengths under Rajiv Mirage. Elusive Fox running second. Sipsy off of a win in New York at Saratoga this summer, finishing in the 3rd spot. The winner, Power of Freedom, a dark bay or brown son of Red Bullet from Fight Over Peace by Fight Over, was bred in Florida by the Telebred Farms and is owned by Brent McCallan, trained by Terry Pompey. A couple of connections here to the local area, including Terry Pompey, who is a native of Saratoga. And worth noting as well that Telebred Farms earned their first stakes credential as a breeder with this victory by Power of Freedom, going the 6 furlongs under Rajiv Mirage in a 1-minute 11 flat. We're going to head right back to the Meadowlands and the running of the Violet Stakes. Unfortunately, this race did come off the turf because of bad weather throughout the area during the course of the day, despite the fact that it was a clear evening. We were off the turf in the Violet. Let's head back down to the Meadowlands and the Violet.
And they're off in the Violet Stakes. No Sleep from the outside bounds out for the early lead. Phyllis Sassy Girl is right there to her inside, racing in second. Smart and Classy lays 2 lengths from the front in third. Racing in fourth on the inside is Prop Me Up, and Brunilda is 5th alongside her, about 4 lengths from the front as they move on to the clubhouse turn. And No Sleep is the pacemaker, a length on top. Phyllis Sassy Girl lays just on her flank on the outside under a firm hold from second. Opening quarter in 23-2. On the outside is Smart and Classy third. Prop Me Up to her inside is running in 4th, and Brunilda is 5th and trailing the field, but just 3 lengths from the lead as they head on to the back stretch. No Sleep is raiding along. Phyllis Sassy Girl content to sit just to her outside on her flank there in second. Clear running third for Smart and Classy. Prop Me Up on the inside is 4th, a half, and 47-1, and Brunilda looking to move up in some traffic there between horses. She's about 2 lengths away with half a mile to run as they head on to the far turn. It's No Sleep who's gotten every call so far. Phyllis Sassy Girl still right there, glued to her outside, racing in second. Then toward the inside is Prop Me Up third. Brunilda is 4th, and Smart and Classy has dropped out of it. She's 5th and trailing the field, and the tempo picks up as they near the quarter pole. It's still No Sleep, 6 furlongs in 1:11-2. Up on the outside, Prop Me Up is trying to rally on. Phyllis Sassy Girl to her inside, and Brunilda is 4th and swinging to the outside, but 6 lengths from the lead, and it's No Sleep in the Violet Stakes with 1/8 of a mile to go. go. She's under left-handed pressure, 2 lengths in front. Trying to gun her down is Prop Me Up, who's set down for the drive on the outside. No Sleep still there at the 16th pole. Prop Me Up is chasing in vain. It's going to be No Sleep, coast to coast in the violet. Prop Me Up was second. Phyllis Sassy Girl finished third.
No Sleep returns off of a long layoff to pick up a stakes credential here in the now ungraded Violet. Prior to her freshening, she had won the Fort Monmouth and the Iowa Distaff Breeders' Cup. She was sold after a relatively minor injury, and her new connections, Glencrest Farm, who bought her as a broodmare prospect, decided to try giving her another shot on the racetrack, and it has obviously proved worthwhile as she gets the victory over Prop Me Up and Phyllis Sassy Girl. No Sleep is a grayer-roan filly, a daughter of Robin Dancer from Allie's Toy by Fortunate Prospect. Bred in Florida by Joel Sainer and now owned by the Glencrest Farm Limited, trained by Bruce Levine and ridden to victory by Mike Leslie. No Sleep covers the mile in a 16th at the Meadowlands in 1:42 and 2. We'll stay in the mid-Atlantic now and head to Laurel and the running of the Safely Kept Breeders' Cup. The Safely Kept is for fillies, 3-year-old filly sprinters. Let's head down to Maryland and the Safely Kept.
6-1, Wild Gams. And they're off in the Safely Kept Breeders' Cup, and Colai Bear wasting no time at all. And Dominguez asks for speed. Cajun Mistress, and she gives it right away. Cajun Mistress up front from Colai Bear will take back just a bit the second spot. G-City Gal is in third. Unhurried Wildcat Betty B taking the fourth spot at about 3 lengths off the front runner now. And Wild Gams in the clear on the outside of Wildcat Betty B. Another 2 to Livermore Valley, and last of all is Miss Macy Sue, who is 7 lengths to the front as they race into the fire turn. Cajun Mistress going forward up front from Colai Bear in the second spot. G-City Gal, Wild Gams. Here's Wildcat Betty B under a bit of a ride now at 3/8 to go. Wildcat Betty B under a drive at the 5/16 pole, and she's dropped back to last. Wildcat Betty B is dropping to the tail of the field. She's got to do better. In the meantime, Livermore Valley cuts that corner. And last of all now, Miss Macy Sue. They're into the stretch. Colai Bear, G-City Gal, Cajun Mistress under a battle. Wild Gams is coming on the far outside with a run. And here comes Wild Gams and G-City Gal. Wildcat Betty B's trying to get back into the race on the outside. Now that she's in the clear, she's starting to run on, but time is running out. Wild Gams is in front. Wild Gams holding. Wild Gams and G-City Gal. Wildcat Betty B late. Wild Gams and Wildcat Betty B, G-City Gal. In Livermore Valley, it's tight for second.
Wild Gams, a very nice filly who had tailed off just a little over the summer, but here turns the tables on Grade 1 winner Wildcat Betty B, getting the jump on her and winning by 3/4 of a length at 6-1 over the favored Wildcat Betty B. G-City Gal rallies into the lead perhaps a little prematurely and could settle for no better than third. The winner, Wild Gams, is a bay filly, a 3-year-old daughter of Forest Wildcat from Diamonds and Legs by Quiet American. Bred in New Jersey by the New Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Ben Perkins Jr. and ridden to victory by Ryan Fogelsonger. Wild Gams covers the 6 furlongs at Laurel in 1:09 and 4. We're going to head to Kentucky now in a trio of stakes over the weekend. Unfortunately, they began the weekend with off-the-turf conditions, very, very rare at Keeneland. The nice thing is, with the Polytrack, the surface change maintains a very full field. Next, we're going to head to Keeneland and Friday's running of the Valley View. This is a 3-year-old filly stake, originally carded at 1 1/16 on the turf, instead run at 1 1/16 on the Polytrack. Let's head back to Friday and the running of the Valley View.
And they're off. Idle Quest broke alertly. Rastafarian, Tis a Fantasy, Half Speed, Precious Kitten away, running in the 4th position. Then May Night and Southern Protocol, who's there between horses. Mysterious Lena is on the outside, caught 4 lanes, now 3 lanes off the rail, moving into the first turn. Idle Quest has the lead. Rastafarian moves up in second on the outside. May Night goes third against the rail. Tis a Fantasy is 4th. Southern Protocol is 5th. Mysterious Lena 6th between horses. Precious Kitten is 7th. Delmarva is 8th. J. Ray toward the outside in 9th. Transmit is 10th. Pure Incentive is 11th. Soothsay is 12th. and Maribel 13th and last, running better than 15 lengths off the lead. 23-4, the time for the opening quarter. Idle Quest leading Rastafarian 3/4 of a length. May Night is third, 2 lengths off the lead. Tis a Fantasy on her outside. Southern Protocol transmit toward the rail. Precious Kitten caught toward the outside. Mysterious Lena between horses, 6 lengths off the lead. Soothsay is next. Then Delmarva. J. Ray caught 3 wide into the far turn with 8 lengths to make up. Pure Incentive. And then Maribel, who's last. Off a half in 48 seconds. They move midway on the far turn. Idle Quest leading Rastafarian. May Night toward the inside. Tis a Fantasy moves from 4th on the outside. Southern Protocol, Mysterious Lena, followed by Precious Kitten. Pure Incentive is moving to the far outside with Maribel. Those two on the grandstand side, 6 lengths off the lead. Rastafarian to the lead now. And May Night toward the inside. Precious Kitten, and here's Maribel charging on the outside. Maribel is running very fast. Precious Kitten is there. Maribel to the lead. Maribel from dead last to win it for Garrett Gomez in the Valley View.
Maribel, very impressive in a couple of allowance races and restricted stakes company on the grass in New York. That running style from deep, deep off the pace certainly has been working very well on this poly track, and it suited Maribel very, very well under Garrett Gomez. A half a length victory as the favorite over Precious Kitten, who was a nice turf stakes filly, and May Night, another filly with turf stakes credentials. The winner, Maribel, is a dark bay or brown filly, a daughter of Peaks and Valleys from Count to 6 by Saratoga 6. Bred in Kentucky by Arthur B. Hancock III and Catesby Clay, owned by the breeders and trained by Christophe Clement. Ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Maribel covers the mile in the 16th in the off-the-turf Valley View in 1:42.4. Next, we're going to head right back to Keeneland and Friday, or Saturday's running rather, of the Lexus Raven Run for 3-year-old filly sprinters. Let's head back to Keeneland and the Raven Run.
And they're off. Mourner and My Lucky Free and Lake Alice all have early speed. Mourner to the lead, and Vestry Lady kicks in, and Lake Alice rather, moves up toward the inside as My Lucky Free settles back off that early battle up front. Lake Alice up to get the advantage by a length off the backstretch. Vestry Lady, Leah's Secret, Mourner is 4th on the far outside. Cherokee Jewel goes 5th, running 4 lengths off the lead. My Lucky Free is in between horses, 5 lengths from the front. Chandel, number 5, is next on her outside. Jazzy Oki is caught nearly 5 wide into the far turn. Windy is against the rail, 7 lengths from the front. Ex Chalis alongside of her. Sabatini is next to last, and Starry Pie is the trailer. 23-1 was the time for the opening quarter. Lake Alice leads it by a length of Vestry Lady. Leah's Secret 3rd on the outside. Mourner is 4th. Cherokee Jewel is 5th. My Lucky Free is 6th in between horses, 4 lengths off the lead. Chandel, number 5, on her outside. Jazzy Oki has to go to the center of the track. Windy is in behind horses, 6 lengths from the lead. They turn for home. Mourner on the far outside. Leah's Secret is there. Vestry Lady is there. Chandel, number 5, to the inside. Starry Pie way out on the grandstand side. Ex Chalis is coming toward the inside. Leah's Secret, short lead. Vestry Lady, Ex Chalis, Starry Pie, then Windy. Leah's Secret under Mark Guidry. Leah's Secret to take the Lexus Raven Run at an 18-1 upset this afternoon.
Leah's Secret pulling off a big upset here. Leah's Secret had been winless in a while, but this was a very big opportunity for her to pick up stakes credentials as she wins over Vestry Lady with another long shot. Ex Chalis back in the 3rd spot. It does appear that this is one of those races where the racing surface, the poly track, may have come into play, as obviously, despite the fact that the top 2 finishers were relatively close to the pace, a couple of fillies who took quite a bit of money in the betting really did not seem to handle the racing surface and backed out of it relatively early. The winner, Leah's Secret, is a dark bay or brown filly, a daughter of Tiger Ridge from Lady Cruella by Capote, bred in Florida by Hartley and Dorenzo Thoroughbreds. Owned by First Class Stable Limited and trained by Helen Pitts, ridden to victory by Mark Guidry. Leah's Secret covers the 7 furlongs on the Keeneland Poly track in 1:22.3. We'll head back to Keeneland now and Sunday's running of the Rood and Riddle Dowager for older fillies and mares at 1.5 miles on the turf. We'll join the Rood and Riddle Dowager in progress.
Into the second of 3 turns. Moonberry leading Sister Star, And Kiero Gennard comes next, then Burr and Rose. Mapinzi, who's running 4 lengths off the lead in 5th. A gap of 2 more to Bon Deal. Botiglia, a gap of 3 more lengths to Country Fair. Louvre Royale is next to last. And Victory Lap is the trailer heading on to the backstretch. Moonberry, Sister Star. They are the top 2, separated by a half length. Kiero Gennard to the far outside is 3rd, 1 length off the lead. And then Burr and Rose is 4th down toward the inside. Mapinzi is 5th between horses. Bon Deal travels along in 6th, within 4.5 lengths of the lead. Botiglia next toward the rail. Gap of 4 more lengths to Louvre Royale. Victory Lap and Country Fair now last. They got the mile in 1 minute 42 and 4/5 seconds. Into the far turn, and Moonberry leads it by a half length. Sister Star is 2nd. Kiero Gennard has been wide since the start in 3rd. Burr and Rose is 4th toward the rail. Mapinzi and then Bon Deal. And Bon Deal on the outside angles toward the center of the course. Louvre Royale behind her. Then Botiglia. They turn for home. Moonberry leading Sister Star. Kiero Gennard. And then Bon Deal and Louvre Royale. And Louvre Royale gears up in the center of the course with Bon Deal. And these two charging to the front as a team at the 8th pole. Moonberry and Kiero Gennard are stubborn toward the inside. Louvre Royale, Bon Deal. Moonberry fights on toward the inside. A late run from Botiglia. Louvre Royale down to the line. Louvre Royale takes the Rude and Riddle Dowager Stakes under Julien Leparoux in 2 minutes 32 and 2/5 seconds.
Louvre Royale, she was last heading up the backstretch and ended up getting the victory. And interestingly enough, despite the fact that she didn't actually attain the lead until the final 16th, right throughout all the running of the stretch under Julien Leparoux, she did look like a winner, running 5 wide down the middle of the track. Over 80-1 outsider Botiglia with Bon Deal back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Louvre Royale, is a chestnut mare, a daughter of Piantre Celebre from Louvre by Irish River, bred in Ireland by Dayton Investments and owned by Joseph Allen, trained by Pat Biancone and ridden by Julien Leparoux. Off of a 6th place finish against Boys in the Sycamore at the beginning of the meet, she turns the tables on the fillies and mares at 1.5 miles on a yielding turf course in 2 minutes, 32 and 2. We are going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we will be heading to Woodbine for one of the biggest days of Canadian racing. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now at Woodbine, where on Sunday they ran a trio of terrific grass races. We're going to begin with the E.P. Taylor, a Canadian Grade 1, $1 million for fillies and mares on the turf. Let's head to Woodbine now and the E.P. Taylor.
They're off in the E.P. Taylor Stakes. Ambitious Cat Almerita out of Vale to attend the early pace. Into their outside is Live Life, who comes on to take the lead for Patrick Valenzuela. And it's Live Life who takes these fillies and mares into the backstretch. An on-hold Red Bloom is in 2nd position, and Reddy's Gal comes on to be 3rd. Then we have Latisse back and forth out of Vale, save ground to the backstretch. Then the German Oaks winner, Almerita, who's back in 6th position and 3.5 lengths off the lead, followed by Berencella and Ambitious Cats toward the head. Jangera has a 1 beaten, that is Naissance Royale. And loose on the lead is Live Life. and the Gray fillies in front by a length and a half. Reddy's Gal comes on second for John Velasquez. Red Bloom still on hold in third. The opening quarter mile in 26 seconds. The half in 51 and 2 on the soft going. And it's Live Life as they head toward the far turn. Reddy's Gal is second. Baronchella continues to improve on the outside, moves within 2 lengths of the lead. Red Bloom continues to draft in behind horses. Then we have Latisse. Salmaritas move within 3 lengths of the lead. Audavale will need a way out. A tight group on the front end. They begin to quicken with less than a half mile remaining. It's Live Life joined by Reddy's Gal in the run to the 3/8 pole. Baronchella travels well to their outside. Red Bloom waiting for an opening for McCann as they come over to the top of the stretch here at Woodbine. Reddy's Gal is in the center. To the inside is Live Life, to the outside Baronchella. Red Bloom angles out and is set down. Tight quarters though. Latisse is on the outside. Almerita. They're in deep stretch, 3/16 out. Baronchella. Red Bloom in behind horses. Latisse and Ala drive. Audavale unleashing a furious kick on the inside for Jose Valdivia. Audavale has taken the lead. They're in the final 16th of a mile. Audavale has the lead. Naissance Royale coming on. Audavale, a championship performance in the EP Taylor Stakes to Baronchella. Naissance Royale third.
Aravale. Now, this was a filly who had been absolutely a monster against just about everybody this season on the turf, still allowed to go off at just shy of 5-1, rallies up the rail for a length victory over long shot Baronchella, with Naissance Royale rallying from far back to finish third. The winner, Aravale, a dark bay or brown filly, a daughter of Arch from Kaloska by Khaldoon, was bred in Kentucky by W. Bruce Lunsford, owned by Robert J. Costigan and trained by McDonald Benson, ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia. Aravale covers the 1.25 miles on the Woodbine turf course, which was very, very soft. In fact, yielded pretty slow times all day long, listed officially as soft in 2:10 and 1. We're going to head right back to Canada now and the sweeping turns of the Woodbine turf course in the Pattison Canadian International. This is a Canadian Grade 1 with a $2 million purse. Let's head back to Canada and the International.
They're off in the Pattison Canadian International. Sky Conqueror broke running. Jambalaya did as well. And Last Answer comes on to take the early lead. It's Last Answer. Collier Hill comes on the outside of Last Answer, and Jambalaya is tucked in neatly down at the fence in third position. Then we have the last drop. Go Deputies drafting in behind horses, as is Meteor Storm. Then a Sky Conqueror, Blue Mondays alongside of that one. Then Castoria and Relaxed Gesture as they make their way up the incline toward the Woodbine backstretch. And it's Last Answer who's isolated on the lead. Last Answer leads it by 3.5 lengths as they take that tight turn to the backstretch. Collier Hill's on the outside second. Jambalaya, an in-hand a third. The last drop is fourth. Go Deputy is fifth, back 9 lengths off of Last Answer. Then we have Meteor Storm at the hedge and a Blue Monday, followed by Sky Conqueror, Castoria, and Relaxed Gesture. And it's Last Answer who's 31-1 and leads at the midpoint of the backstretch. They got a half in 52 and 4 in the soft going, and it's Last Answer by 5 now. Collier Hill is second. To the inside, Jambalaya is third, 3/4 and 19 flat. Back and forth the last drop. The Sword Dancer winner. Go Deputy is a fifth and now 7 lengths from the front. Then Meteor Storm, Blue Monday, Sky Conqueror. The mare Castoria has one beaten, last year's winner Relaxed Gesture. And it's Last Answer still leading as they head into the turn. Last Answer by 2. Collier Hill, a reserve to second. The last drop third. Jambalaya to the inside fourth. Go Deputy hasn't been called on yet by John Velasquez as they come to the 3/8 pole. Meteor Storm behind horses. Blue Monday. Castoria has 5.5 to make up on Last Answer, and they come over to the head of the stretch. It's Last Answer. Collier Hill is on the outside, set down now. Collier Hill comes on to challenge Last Answer. Far outside for the last drop. Go Deputy is set down. Castoria is trying to close, and Collier Hill has come away with the lead. Velasquez is all over Go Deputy, and here comes Go Deputy to take on Collier Hill in the final 16th of a mile. They're straining for the wire. Go Deputy on the outside. Inside Collier Hill. This is going to be tight. Very tight indeed. On the inside, Collier Hill. On the outside, Go Deputy in a nerve-wracking photo finish in the Pattison Canadian International.
Collier Hill holding on by a desperate nose over the late charging Go Deputy, with Sky Conqueror rallying as well to finish third. It was an exciting stretch run as Collier Hill in the United States, or in the North American continent for the first time, coming in off of a win in the Stockholm Cup at Sweden last time out, opened up a clear lead and just had enough to hold off his rival. Horse you may remember from the Dubai Shima Classic last spring over in Dubai. He finished second that day behind Heart's Cry, so obviously a horse that has been facing very classy international foes. Collier Hill is a chestnut gelded son of Dr. Devious out of Polar Queen by Polish Precedent. Bred in Great Britain by George Strawbridge and owned by R.D. Hall, J.D. Abel, and R. Crow, trained by Alan Swinbank, and ridden to victory by Dean McEwen. Collier Hill covers the 1.5 miles on that soft turf course in 2:37 and 1. We're going to head right back up to Canada now in the Grade 2 Nearctic for older horses going 6 furlongs on the turf. Let's head back to Woodbine in the Nearctic.
They're at the post. They're off in the Nearctic Stakes. Mossvale Fast Parade in summations to the outside. Silver Timber is flashing early speed. Here comes Silver Timber to challenge Mossvale in the early going. Fast Parade is third, Peace Offering fourth. Then Sergeant Bird in summation. In between runners is Metro Meteor. Dark Cheetahs toward the rail, then Old Dodge, Atticus Christie. Man of Illusion has one beaten. That is Terrific Challenge. They're running through the turn. Mossvale zipped an opening quarter in the soft, going in 22 and 4. It's Mossvale. Silver Timber, Fast Parade, looms large out there, 3 wide as they come over to the head of the lane. Then Peace Offering in summation is in behind horses. And they're off the turn now, and Fast Parade accelerates at the quarter pole. And it's Fast Parade and Patrick Valenzuela to take the lead. They're in the final 3/16. Mossvale is back in second. In summation is under a heavy drive by Garrett Gomez, trying to chase down Fast Parade in the final 16th of a mile. Fast Parade in summation. Mossvale, Fast Parade on the inside. Fast Parade holds on gallantly to win the Nearctic in summation second. Old Dodge third, and Terrific Challenge fourth.
Fast Parade and P-Val picking up a 3/4 of a length victory, sitting just off the pace with a 3-wide bid to victory over In Summation. You may remember him from the Florida Stallion Series last year. Now he's with Chris Clement. He's moved on to the turf, and he really does look like he has improved very nicely. Old Dodge, Brazilian bred, who had been considered a strong contender, 11-1 outsider in the betting, however, from an outside post position, rallied determinedly to finish third. The winner, Fast Parade, is a bay gelded son of Delineator from Parade of Gold by Prospector's Gamble. Bred in Washington by Dr. Michael John Corsoni and owned by Gary and Cecil Barber, trained by Peter Miller and ridden to victory by Pat Valenzuela. Fast Parade covers the 6 furlongs on the soft turf in 1:12 and 2. We have another race to bring to you from the grass, that from Southern California, the Carlton F. Burke for older horses on the turf at Santa Anita last Saturday. Let's head back to the running of the Carlton F. Burke.
Fields sent on their 1.5-mile journey. They all began smoothly. On the far side, we have Conal Koenak going on to lead them, but now there goes Symphony Sid. And Symphony Sid wants the lead, and he spurts away. Now Symphony Sid opening up on them early. Here comes Artiste Royal to get up and race in second in the early stages, but that leader's really getting away, 9-10 lengths now. Then we come back to Conal Sianak, just in behind Conal Sianak is Mighty Mysterious, Sarafan towards the rear, and Labyrinto is last early. Top of the stretch first time round, and Symphony Sid, he's running a little wide into the stretch, but he's so far in front, he's got to be a good 12 lengths clear as they come through the stretch. Artiste Royal is racing in the second spot. Then it's Runaway Dancer. Racing in behind that comes Sarah Fan. Along the inside is Conal Koenak, the grey down at the rail, been followed in by Mighty Mysterious, and still Labyrinto last. Under the wire with 1 lap to go, and Symphony Sid. He slowed them down now. He's just cantering along, but he's still a good 12, 13 lengths in front. Artiste Royal is following in second. Then it's Runaway Dancer. Behind that, Conel Sianak, Sarafan. And then we come back to Labyrinto and Mighty Mysterious. Half the journey covered now, and it's still all Symphony Sid. He's actually loving it out here. He's got his ears pricked. He's taking everything in and just loping along now. And he's still got to be a good 10, 11 lengths clear. Now it's Artiste Royal starting to close, and Artiste Royal set sail on that leader now, and he's going after him stride for stride. It's 6 lengths back to Runaway Dancer, Sarafan, then Conel Sianak, and still back to Labyrinto and Mighty Mysterious. They have a half mile to go in the Carlton F. Burke now. And it is still Symphony Sid clear by a big 9 lengths as he lazes his way into the turn here. In second is Artiste Royal, then Sarafan. In behind that, Runaway Dancer, Conel Sianak, Labyrinto and Mighty Mysterious. Come into the top of the lane now, and it's Symphony Sid. Now he's starting to slow down a little, and here comes Artiste Royal now. Symphony Sid, now suddenly he's weary on the lead, but I tell you what, only Artiste Royal can get him. The rest of them are far back. Runaway Dancer third, and 8 to go. Symphony Sid keeps on going. Artiste Royal chasing him home, but Symphony Sid just awesome this afternoon. And Symphony Sid and Michael Bays turn this into a procession. They win it easy. Artiste Royal second, Runaway Dancer third, and Mighty Mysterious finishes fourth.
Symphony Sid in a big surprise victory here, 5.5 to 1, not a huge upset, but we did have an odds-on favorite in Artiste Royal running second in this spot. Symphony Sid, a $50,000 claim this past summer, breaking an 8-race losing streak. Off to a 10-length early advantage under Michael Bays, held on, throttled down by 5.5 as the favorite finished second. Runaway Dancer completing the order of the top 3. The winner, Symphony Sid, is a chestnut son of Unbridled from Happy Tune by AP Indy. Bred in Kentucky by William S. Farish and Ogden Mills Phipps, and owned by the Bongo Racing Stable, Tightener Up Racing, and trained by Mike Mitchell, ridden to victory by Michael Bays, who picked up his first Santa Anita Stakes win with the victory. Symphony Sid covers the 1.5 miles at the Oak Tree Meet at Santa Anita in 2 minutes, 24 seconds flat. We're going to pause for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll finish up the Belmont Park Fall Championship meet with a busy weekend of stakes racing action. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now at Belmont Park, where on Saturday they contested the New York Bred Showcase Day. We're going to begin things off with a pair of 2-year-old races, going back to Saturday's running first of the Sleepy Hollow. For 2-year-olds going a flat mile, let's head down to New York. Showcase Day in the Sleepy Hollow.
And they're off. Chiefs Lake breaking alertly. Bad Boy Rising is there. Karakoram Cobra reined in the early stages here. Solid Strike and Good Prospect. Good Prospect is the last of the 5. Up the backstretch now, and it's Chiefs Lake. And from the inside, here comes Solid Strike, who's moving forwardly early on. Bad Boy Rising in between those two running in third. Karakoram Cobra. Good Prospect is the trailer. 23 and 4 was that first quarter, which was into the wind, and Solid Strike is the leader, opening up on the field by 3. Solid Strike racing into the far turn with a 3.5 length lead now. Chiefs Lake second down the outside. Bad Boy Rising third. Farther back, Karakoram Cobra has to pick it up, still 6 lengths from the front. Good Prospect remains the trailer with less than 4 furlongs to go. The half in 46 and 4/5 seconds. Solid Strike, and they're winning away at that lead. Chiefs Lakes now is just a length behind with 3 furlongs to go. Bad Boy Rising, Karakoram Cobra, and Good Prospect coming to the top of the stretch, and it's still Solid Strike holding on to that lead. But here comes Chiefs Lake right alongside him now as the field turns for home. Off the turn, and Chiefs Lake has taken charge, and Chiefs Lake is in front. Solid Strike has now dropped a length and a half behind him, and Chiefs Lake is opening up on Solid Strike and all the rest. Chiefs Lake now pouring it on in the final furlong, opening up 4, 5, and Chiefs Lake will win all by himself here. Solid Strike clearly second best. Chiefs Lake and Garrett Gomez under the line. They win by 3.5 at the finish. Solid Strike was second, and Good Prospect was third.
Chiefs Lake getting the victory here, the only 2-time winner in the field, winning off by 4, and I suppose the connections of any horse that wins the Sleepy Hollow have got to be pretty pleased, because the winners of this race most recently have gone on to reasonably good success in open company horses like Sharp Humor and Funny Side coming out of this race in the last couple of seasons. Chiefs Lake rallying past Solid Strike to win off by himself as the odds-on choice. Solid Strike holding on for second with Good Prospect rallying to third. Chiefs Lake is a dark bear brown gelding, a son of Yanaguska from Lake Princess by Salt Lake. Bred in New York by Eaton and Thorne, owned by the Vinery Stable and trained by Scott Blasi. Ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Chiefs Lake covers the mile at Belmont in 1 minute 38 flat. We're going to head right back to Belmont now, and the filly sister to the Sleepy Hollow, that of course the Maid of the Mist for 2-year-old fillies going a mile. Let's head back to New York and the Maid of the Mist.
And they're off. Laurentide Ice gets off to a good beginning, and so too Caught Red-Handed and Golden Dreamer, with the Rink right up there too, and down toward the inside it's Megan's World. So the field moves up the backstretch, and it's Golden Dreamer out for the lead on the outside. Caught Red-Handed runs in second. Megan's World is third, and the favorite with the Wink is fourth by 4. My Kitty is now fifth. Laurentide Ice broke well, but has reined in to run near the back of the pack early on. The trailer is Grand Merger. Up the backstretch, Golden Dreamer's first quarter was 23 3/5 seconds. Caught Red-Handed sitting just off her flank and moving comfortably, second by 2. Megan's World is third. With the Wink gets a little nudge there as they move into the far turn, about 4.5 lengths from the lead. Break up another 6 back to My Kitty, another 3.5 back to Grand Merger. The trailer's now Laurentide Ice after a half in 47 2/5 seconds. Around the far turn, there goes Caught Red-Handed making a move for the lead. Caught Red-Handed now on even terms with Golden Dreamer. 3 lengths back, Megan's World is third. With the Wink is fourth, 4 lengths behind now. And then farther back, Grand Merger coming through an opening on the inside. Then My Kitty, and Laurentide Ice is caught up with the field and swings into action on the far outside. They're at the top of the stretch. Caught Red-Handed, short lead. In between horses, here comes Grand Merger now. With the Wink has stopped badly. Grand Merger's in front. My Kitty's right alongside her. Laurentide Ice on the outside third. It's Grand Merger, a short lead coming down to the line, and Grand Merger will do it. Grand Merger, a 10-1 winner here. My Kitty second. Laurentide Ice was third.
Grand Merger, recent maiden winner, picking up stakes credentials here with a beautiful off-the-pace move timed well by Kent DeSormo to win over My Kitty, and Laurentide Ice, who rallied well to finish third. Grand Merger, a very nicely bred 2-year-old filly, certainly looks like a horse that would benefit from stretching out as she gets to the mile. She looked very, very impressive. A little disappointing in here was Win with the Wink. She was the even money favorite. Never really got that much into contention. She was under an aggressive ride fairly early by Fernando Hara and had to settle for 5th in the field of 7 fillies. The winner, however, very strong performance by Grand Merger, a dark bay or brown 2-year-old daughter of A.P. Indy from Immerse by Cox's Ridge, bred in New York by Chester and Mary Broman, owned by the breeders and trained by John Kimmel. If the pedigree sounds familiar, it's because she is a full sibling to top stallion and Grade 1 winner Stephen Godeven. Grand Merger, ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo, covers the mile at Belmont in 1:38 1. We'll head right back to Showcase Day and the running of the Hudson Handicap for older New York bred sprinters. Let's head back down to Belmont and Tom Durkin's call.
And they're off. Sharp Humor going right after that early lead. Scary Bob is there, and in between those two, it's Introspect. Golden Roses out there and up close running fourth. Papua comes away in fifth, already about 4.5 lengths from the lead. At the back of the pack, Casper Peterson and Executive Search. Into the far turn, Sharp Humor going head-to-head with Introspect. Scary Bob just outside them third by 2. And then it's Golden Roses well off the rail running in fourth. Papua's fifth, about a half a dozen from the front. Executive Search and Casper Peterson, and they are moving right along here. A wicked first quarter in 22 2/5 seconds between Sharp Humor and Introspect. They're really going at each other. Scary Bob just to their outside, and Papua ready to roll, but he'll have to find a way through as they come to the quarter pole. On the far outside, it's Golden Roses with a clear run at the lead as the field turns for home. Sharp Humor, Introspect, they've softened up each other. Papua will try to come through on the rail. On the far outside, Golden Roses, 1 furlong to go. Sharp Humor, Introspect, Golden Roses far outside. Papua at the fence, down to the finish now, and it's Golden Roses. And Sharp Humor, Golden Roses won it by a neck. Sharp Humor second, Papua third.
Golden Roses, a real solid campaigner at just about any distance, running his record to 4 for 10 this season with a win over Sharp Humor, who was the favorite in the field of 7. Coming off of a layoff he had not run since finishing up the track in the Kentucky Derby, a race in which he suffered a fairly severe injury, returned off of that layoff, and in my opinion ran a very big race, finishing about 3/4 of a length in front of the proven older star Papua. The winner, however, very solid campaign for this horse this year. He is a dark bay or brown gelded son of Gold Token from One Perfect Rose by Air Forbes 1. Bred in New York by Seth Gregory and owned by Henry C. Gregory, trained by Tommy Bush and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. A nice effort by Golden Roses, but a solid one by Sharp Humor as well. Trainer Dale Romans commenting after the race, "You never want to lose, but I'm really happy with the effort." So nice to see Sharp Humor back as well. Hopefully we'll be able to continue a bit of a rivalry between these two solid New York bred sprinters. Golden Roses completes the 6 furlongs at Belmont in 109 and 1. Next up, we're heading onto the turf course at Belmont Park in the Ticonderoga for fillies and mares contested on a yielding surface. Let's head back to Showcase Day in the Ticonderoga.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Finlandia and Rahi's Appeal. Puzzle is also right there. And the far outside, Half Heaven, trying to reach that lead by the time they reach the first turn. And it is Half Heaven from that outside post who clears the field to take the lead. But there goes Sabalina up and after the lead from the outside. And now it's Sabalina up to grab a short lead. Half Heaven second on the inside by 2. Finlandia settles into an easy beat early on. Running third, Kate Winslet is now fourth. A break of another 3. Back to Puzzle fifth, followed by Rise Appeal, Nurse Culkin, Elisa's Energy, Shady Lane, Lady Bye Bye at the back of the pack. The last of them all is His Beauty. And it's a spread out field behind a quarter of 24 and 3. And 2 very aggressive leaders here. Sabalina and Half Heaven, they have separated themselves from the field by 7 lengths. Finlandia is third, another 5 lengths back to Kate Winslet, who was a distant fourth. And then it's Rise Appeal, Nurse Culkin, followed by Puzzle, Elisa's Energy, Lady Bye Bye. At the rail is His Beauty, and Shady Lane trails the field. Sabalina into the far turn, 1/2 and 48 2/5 seconds. Half Heaven 3/4 of a length behind second by 4.5. Now beginning to come alive, Finlandia. 5 lengths back. Rahi's Appeal now moves into fourth. Kate Winslet going in the wrong direction. On the outside, Elisa's Energy coming to the top of the stretch. Nothing left for Half Heaven. It's Sabalina who's got a 2.5 length lead. Targeted now by Finlandia as they come to that last furlong. Rahi's Appeal is third. 1/8 of a mile from the wire. Sabalina trying to gut it out on the outside. Finlandia gaining with every stride, but it's still Sabalina. Finlandia with the final surge as they come down to the wire. It's a photo finish that goes to Finlandia. Finlandia wins it by a head. Sabalina was second. Rise Appeal was third, and it's close for fourth. Close for fourth between Elisa's Energy and Lady Bye Bye.
Finlandia taking advantage of a bit of a battle up front. She rated just off the pace very kindly to win by a head over Sabelina, who was involved from the get-go in that pace duel, starting out with Half Heaven. Sabelina won the battle, but she lost the war to Finlandia. It was another 4.5 lengths back to Rahi's Appeal in the third spot. The winner, Finlandia, is a dark pair brown daughter of Royal Anthem from Itzagurkin by Enswell. Bred in New York by Kathleen O'Connell and Nyala Farm, owned by the Nyala Farm and trained by Tommy Bush. Ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo, Finlandia covers the 9 furlongs on the Belmont Park turf in 151 and 2. Next up, we're going to stay in filly and mare competition and head to the Iroquois for older filly and mare sprinters. Let's head back to Belmont, the running of the Iroquois handicap.
And they're off. Little Miss Zip and Zippy Shannon, Gold Like You with good early speed. And between horses, Summer Palace is there. On the inside, Judy Soto moves up now from 5th. Fighting Speedy far outside, races 6th. Great Lady K is 7th, only 3 lengths from the lead. Her Royal Nibs is 8th, No Reason is 9th. 3 lengths back to Pelham Bay, and Carlo is the trailer. Up the back stretch, Little Miss Zip and Zippy Shannon, and those two go at it through a zippy first quarter in 22 2/5 seconds. Gold Like You sitting just outside them third. Her Royal Nibs making a 4-wide move at the half-mile pole. Then just in behind them, it's Great Lady K running along in 5th. On the outside, Fighting Speedy is 6th. Judy Soda back to 7th. Then Summer Palace, No Reason, still about 9 or 10 lengths from the lead. Followed by Pelham Bay and Carlo, and they're moving toward the top of the stretch. A hard-fought half in 45 1/5 seconds. Little Miss Zip and Zippy Shannon, and now it's Gold Like You in front. On the outside, her Royal Nibs poised for the stretch drive. Great Lady K is right there and coming on through as the field turns for home. Gold Like You at the top of the stretch by 2. Here comes No Reason, who is well off the pace, and No Reason is charging down the crown of the track, and Great Lady K is coming up the rail. No Reason, Great Lady K. It'll be those two to slug it down to the finish. On the outside, No Reason, Great Lady K, and No Reason won it. No Reason wins it by a half length under a well-timed move by Garrett Gomez. Great Lady K was second, close for third, Carlo or her Royal Nibs.
No Reason. This is a horse that really does prefer the dirt. She's won 4 consecutive dirt races in a row. Her turf tries have been less than stunning, but No Reason back to sprinting on the dirt, which is her game, winning by a length at 3.5 to 1 over Great Lady K, with another long shot, Carlo, plunking up inside to finish well for third. The winner, No Reason, is a bay filly, a 3-year-old daughter of Precise End from Tammany Hall by Clever Trick. Bred in New York by Thomas and Lakin and owned by Winter Park Partners, trained by Scott Lassie and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, No Reason covers the 7 furlongs at Belmont in 123 and 1. We'll return now to the grass and older males in the Mohawk handicap. Once again at 9 furlongs. Let's head back to Belmont and the Mohawk.
And they're off. And a good start for Retribution, who's headed right toward the front. Certifiably Crazy away, second toward the inside. Retribution, the leader, wide into the turn goes Retribution. Very wide indeed. Oh, he blew the turn. Now angled over to the inside, so Retribution out there for that lead. Certifiably Crazy is second, for Everness is third, Irving Stewards is fourth. Golden Commander fifth on the outside. Key Event is now sixth toward the rail, followed by Classic Fran, Continental Reigns. Don't Knock America is under a hammerlock at the back of the pack, and the trailer is Win With Beck. Up the backstretch, and Retribution, with that big lead gambit of his, opens up 8 lengths on the field. Ran a quarter in 23 3. So Retribution with that huge lead down the backstretch run. And then it's Certifiably Crazy, second by 2. For Everness third. On the outside, there goes Golden Commander now, who moves up a spot. Continental Reigns is fifth in between horses. Irving Stewards is sixth, better than 12 lengths from the lead. Farther back, it's Key Event. Even farther back in the field, our Classic Fran, Win With Beck, Don't Knock America trails the field. So the unfettered speed of Retribution has taken him to a half mile over the yielding course in 47 flat. The lead is still about 7 lengths as they round the far turn. 3 furlongs to go. Retribution in front, the others starting to close in now. Certifiably Crazy urged on second. Golden Commander third. He's only 5 from the front now. Then Continental Reigns, followed by Foreverness. Then Key Event and Irving Stewards. And they are gaining very quickly on Retribution, who comes wide off the turn, staggering now at the top of the stretch. stretch. Certifiably Crazy now coming through down toward the inside. And on the far outside, here comes Continental Reigns now, and there's 1 furlong to go. Certifiably Crazy comes through on the rail to get a short lead. Retribution now weakened up in second. On the outside, Continental Reigns. Classic Friend is coming late, and they're coming down to the finish. And it is Certifiably Crazy. Classic Friend, late surge. Photo finish. Certifiably Crazy holds on narrowly. Classic Friend, Continental Reigns, and Retribution.
Certifiably Crazy. This guy was last year's champion turf horse within the New York bred ranks, and it looks to me like he may have solidified a repeat of that award this year with a neck victory over Classic Friend, Continental Reigns. A very nice effort by this guy at 30-1 after a bit of an awkward start to finish third. The winner, Certifiably Crazy, is a dark Bear Brown gelded 6-year-old son of Fit to Fight from Royal Trips by Summer Squall. Bred in New York by Dwayne Kilbride and Roger Kilbride, and owned by the Double S stable, trained by Rick Schosberg, and ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez, Certifiably Crazy covers the 9 furlongs on that yielding turf course in 151 and 3. Next up, the big event of the day on Showcase Day, the Empire Classic for New York State-bred older horses at 9 furlongs. Let's head back down to Belmont. Tom Durkin's call of the Empire Classic.
And they're off. West Virginia missed the break. At the back of the pack early is the favorite. At the front, it's Run Red Run and Organizer. Run Red Run in front, and they're moving at a very easy pace in the early stages here. Carmenuch up on this easy pace, so too Funny Side on the outside third. Organizer in hand and fourth, and on the inside there goes Naughty New York, who tugs his way up from fifth. Spike the Devil is sixth. Tomasi, that late starts, put West Virginia at the back of the pack behind a very reasonable opening quarter of 24 and 3/5 seconds. Now they're picking up the tempo here. Run Red Run and Naughty New York are beginning to pick it up. Down the back stretch run with 6 furlongs to go. Run Red Run by a neck. Naughty New Yorker's second, a length and a half. Organizer off the rail running in third. Carmenuch is fourth by 2. West Virginia's now fifth, and Funny Side is alongside him sixth, about 5 lengths from the leaders. Down to their inside, it's Tomasi, and 5 lengths back to the trailer Spike the Devil, who's under a ride already with more than a half mile to go. They ran the opening half in 47 and 2/5 seconds. And around the far turn, Run Red Run continues to spar with Naughty New Yorker. Organizer just in behind them, running in third. Carmenuch is fourth on the outside. Ask for more. He's 3.5 from the front. West Virginia fifth toward the rail. Funny Side all out drive under the whip indeed is Funny Side. He's 6 lengths behind as the field turns for home. Run Red Run, Naughty New Yorker, Organizer, Carmenuch on the far outside. West Virginia just in behind them. Funny Side on the extreme outside. They're coming down to the last furlong here. Organizer's got a short lead with 1/8 of a mile to go. Organizer in front. Carmenuch is fighting him all the way down to the line. It's Organizer in front with Carmenuch to the attack in the final yards. West Virginia moves late on Funny Side. Here's the wire, and Organizer pulls off a 22-1 long shot victory in the Empire Classic. Carmenuch, West Virginia, and Funny Side.
Organizer, again, a little bit of an upset here, 22-1. This is a horse that had been quite competitive with very good New York bred company, although had never quite broken through with that stakes victory that has been so elusive. Here gets the win by 3/4 of a length. Maybe a little bit of a premature move, but he had enough left to hold off Carmenuch, making his first start since February. West Virginia, who came out of the gate in a little bit of a tangle, ends up in the third spot with a rallying move. This being the third time in a row that this horse will run in the Empire Classic as the favorite and not win it. The winner, Organizer, is a dark Bear Brown colt, a son of Raffy's Majesty from Treasure Always by Summer Squall. Bred in New York by the Majesty Stud Limited and owned by the breeder, trained by Dominic Aluccio and ridden to victory by Ibar Koa, Organizer covers the 1 1/8 at Belmont Park in 1 minute 49 and 2. Next up, we're going to take a look at a pair of 2-year-old races on the turf course on Sunday, beginning with the Miss Grillo Stakes, $75,000 for 2-year-old fillies going 9 furlongs on the turf. Let's head back to Sunday and the Miss Grillo.
And they're off. Chestoria and Christmas Kid. Sharp Susan, a little difficulty going into that first turn. Sharp Susan has gone wide. Down toward the fence, it's Wonder She Is around the first turn, and Sharp Susan is very sharp indeed. And I believe that rain has broken on Sharp Susan. The rain has broken indeed, and so Mike Smith just has to hang on here and do the best he can. He cannot throttle the speed of Sharp Susan, so unfettered, she has opened up a huge lead, 12, even more than that perhaps. And then Christmas Kid runs along second on the inside. Brush Gold is third. And Limoncello runs along in fourth position. A Wonder She is now fifth. Chestoria, sixth by 2. And then it's Mystic Soul, is followed by Real Property and Tremendous One. And the last of them all is Storm Dixie. So that half mile was 46 and 1/5 seconds. And it is Sharp Susan in front, but now she's really starting to labor. The lead is 7 lengths. That will soonly evaporate, followed by Christmas Kid running along second on the inside. On the outside, Brush Gold runs in third. So Mike Smith has wisely taken Sharp Susan out of harm's way, out of the others. And so inheriting the lead now is Christmas Kid. On the outside, Brush Gold is second. Limoncello is third. Chestoria is fourth and very strong down toward the hedge. Over to the inside and moving through an opening there is Mystic Soul. So they're at the top of the stretch, and now Chestoria runs to daylight. Chestoria is the leader. Christmas Kid second on the inside, and Mystic Soul is third. Down to the final 16th. Chestoria in front. On the outside, Mystic Soul and Christmas Kid under the line. Chestoria, the winner, by a length and a half. Mystic Soul was second. And then it was Christmas Kid and Limoncello.
A little bit of a wild race. It was a terrific stretch effort by Chestoria to get the win by a length over Mystic Soul, who was persevering under Jose Lezcano. Christmas Kid, who was involved from the start, picking up the third spot in a bit of a rodeo race. Sharp Susan, who went to the front and opened up about a 15-length lead, completely out of the control of Mike Smith, because she did have a piece of equipment. I believe it was her rein broke during the running of the race. Richie Migliori, actually, after he was out of the running with A Wonder She Is, actually rode over and tried to assist Mike Smith in pulling up the filly, who not only had a broken rein, but who had had her blinkers shift around her head and were completely covering her eyes by the time she got to the finish line. But it was a terrific effort by Chestoria, who had improved considerably with a big win when moved to rooting on the turf in her most recent start. Now a stakes winner of a listed $75,000 New York Stakes race. Chestoria is a dark bear brown daughter of Chester House from R.D. Feel by Dixieland Band, bred in New York by Berkshire Stud and the Oak Cliff Breeders, owned by ELR Stable and ridden by Ibarcoa, trained by Bruce Levine. And Chestoria covers the 9 furlongs at Belmont Park in 150 and 4. Next up, we're going to head to the Colts and Geldings in turf competition on the 2-year-old side in the Pilgrim Stakes for $75,000. Let's head back to Belmont and the Pilgrim.
And they're off. Little awkward at the break there was Black Aster. They race for the first turn. There's 5 of them up there early. Fernando Poe is racing toward the early lead. Fernando Poe will be the early leader. And CR's Deputy now runs in second. Pick a Pocket on the outside third. March to Victory. Now over to the rail and running along in fourth. Giant Chieftain is well held while drafting in behind horses fifth. On the outside, T. Harry moves up sixth and Strike a Deal seventh and saving ground. And then it's leading on eighth. Yo the Man is ninth, followed by Black Aster, who's sprinting. Black Aster, I believe the rider has lost the irons there, and Black Aster has made a, fairly spectacular move to get to the lead. So Black Aster has gone from last to first in about 1 furlong. That furlong, the quarter mile was 25 and 3/5 seconds. So Black Aster is the leader, very unconventionally. Fernando Poe runs along in second. A Pick a Pocket third on the outside. CR's Deputy fourth at the rail. Giant Chieftain in the clear and moving on the outside. Then March to Victory is now sixth toward the rail. Strike a Deal is now seventh. T. Harry is eighth. You're the Man is ninth. Leading on is now 10th on the outside, followed by Daytona and Regal Officer around the far turn. There goes Fernando Poe. Fernando Poe on even terms now with Black Aster. Pick a Pocket on the outside third. Just in behind them, it's CR's Deputy fourth. Giant Chieftain making a steady advance toward the leaders on the far outside. T. Harry's in gear. You're the man on the outside. March to victory. And the rail has opened up for Strike a Deal with a nifty move there. Strike a Deal. Top of the stretch, it's Pick a Pocket now in front. Pick a Pocket in front and sprinting. Pick a Pocket like a rocket through the final furlong. Giant Chieftain on the outside. Strike a Deal comes up the rail. Fernando Poe and T. Harry, and you're the man. But it is Pick a Pocket, a sharp winner of the Pilgrim. And then it was Strike a Deal second. Several horses involved in that photo for third. Giant Chieftain, CR's Deputy, as well as You're the Man.
Pick a Pocket, a very nice effort by this guy who broke his maiden at Saratoga, then went to New Jersey and won an allowance race. Still allowed to go off at 7.5 to 1, a length and a half winner with a 3-wide move to the lead under Ibar Koa over Strike a Deal and Giant Chieftain, the favorite in the field of 12. The winner, Pick a Pocket, now a 3-time winner, a son of Mekki from Lady Cerise by Honor Grades, was bred in Florida by Martin Sherry and is owned by the breeder. Trained by Frank Alexander and ridden to victory by Ibar Koa, Pick a Pocket covers the 9 furlongs at Belmont Park in 1 minute 52 and 3. That'll wrap up Belmont's Fall Championship meet. It'll wrap up horses and courses for this week as well. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us next week as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.